The Beetle Brigade is now in session! And welcome. Today we have Chelsea, one of the big boys. I've really been looking forward to this one since our first episode with Arsenal. It gives me a bit of flexibility in terms of players later on that I can suggest. And as I say, there's a lot to cover with Chelsea, so why not get started straight away? Come on. So financially, Chelsea are a club who, they are loaded, if I can be so bold to say. Overall balance, £137 million, £64 million transfer budget as well. That can also be adjusted. They've got £3 million a week they can spend on wages, so it's a huge, huge chunk. And as I say, they've got some really great players at the club already, and you can actually, buy some top talent as well if you wish. So, Chelsea as a club are absolutely debt-free. This is down to a number of factors. About 10 years ago, Chelsea were stockpiling youngsters. They still are to a degree. But as I say, what they've tried to do is they've tried to invest in their youth facilities, which they've done. They've got top-class coaches, and they do attract the best young talent from around the world, either on free transfers or scholarship schemes. And then they do develop them into £4 or £5 million players. If you've got 20 of those, that's £100 million. And as I say, can't scoff at it. If you're a Chelsea fan, you're laughing at the moment, and that allows them to, go out and spend 70, 80 million pound on Morata, those sort of figures. Bakayoko, Rudiger, just to name a few. And we'll go on to the squad in a moment. But as I say, it has drawn a lot of criticism from the pundits and from the fans at times. They have let one or two real gems slip through the net, like De Bruyne, and there are a couple as well. Christensen, who people thought wasn't going to get a chance, but he finally is now. And maybe they're learning to try and bring a few more young players through with Conte. We'll only find out in the near future. But obviously, for now, you've taken over from Conte. This is an alternate universe, so I'll try and assist you along the way with it. If we go to the squad now, obviously, you can see it's packed with quality. Chelsea's tactic, they do like to play three centre-backs with those wing-backs as well. They do have a lot of players that are suited to that system. You've got a top goalie in Thibaut Courtois. And as I say, top goalies like that, they don't really like to be dropped very often. So as long as he stays fit, Willy Caballero, you don't really need to play him too much. But if he is called upon, he's also a very, very wily old character at 35. As I say, will do you right if need be. They've also got David Luiz at the heart of centre-back. As I say, there's been a bit of speculation in real life at the moment. Is he going to stick around at Chelsea? But on the game, he's very, very happy. And as I say, he's one of your top defenders. Rudiger, he's coming through as well really nicely. And Cahill at 31, he's still got 2 or 3 years at the top level. So again, definitely keep him around for the first season or two. Certainly to see Andreas Christensen through, who will be a top talent in a couple of years as well. Cesar Azpilicueta, what to do with him? Obviously on the game he's suited to that right back slot, and in real life he's played at centre back. So at 178 I do feel that the AI and the actual mechanics of Football Manager will actually exploit him at centre back. So I would actually play him at right full back or right wing back, depending on your preference in terms of system. And down that left you do have a very solid campaigner in Marcos Alonso. At 26 years of age, he's still got a few years of improving as well. And at 6'2", he does offer an option, in the air, and also he's a very physical prospect down that wing as well. Again, the midfield in the centre, you've got N'Golo Kante, who Paul Merson famously said when Chelsea had a team, the team news came out and they said who was in the squad. He said it was N'Golo Kante, Fabregas and N'Golo Kante in midfield. That's how many of him it feels like is on the pitch at one time. At 169, he is an absolute... he's a diminutive player, someone who often gets overlooked because of his height. Not anymore. Last 2-3 seasons he's been an absolute giant in terms of footballing terms. He can play the ball from his feet. He can close players down at will. His engine does not empty, and as I say, he's a player you will look forward to using on the game. He's an absolute beast. You still have Fabregas around as well. He's only got 1 year left on his deal, and he is earning 205 grand a week. Now on the save, generally Chelsea, from what I've noticed, do often release him. As I say, at 31, 32 when he he comes to the end of his contract. That would be something you'd have to look into as well. Is it worth renewing him for a couple of extra years or not? That's obviously your choice. But in terms of his quality and vision on the ball, he's almost unrivaled on the game. 19 passing, technique 19, vision 18, off the ball 18, composure 18. Just he's got it all. This man. He's 5'11" as well. He's stamina's 15. He can definitely do a job in the short term and hopefully win you some trophies. Behind the forward, it would be wrong of me not to highlight Eden Hazard, who is an absolute monster on the game. For some reason he's not 5-star ability, but as you can see, either from that left side or behind the forward, he's got everything you'd want. 20 dribbling, 17 first touch, technique 18, agility 20. You can't get the ball off him. And as I say, he's an absolute world-class superstar on the game. 70 million he's valued at. No doubt clubs will approach you for him, but definitely say no at all costs. He will be vital to any system, and as I say, you can definitely find a place for him at your club. Depending on your system though, however, it might be necessary to go in for another striker. If you're playing one up top, maybe not, although they only really have Batshuayi as cover. He's a 3-star potential player. I've actually found him to be very, very good on the game. Is he Chelsea quality though? That's the jury's out on that one. But on the game, he generally goes to other clubs and performs really, really well. So, as a good backup, I would personally keep him, for at least up until the 1st January. See how he gets on for you. He can definitely come off in cup games, or if Morata's tiring towards the end of a game, definitely give him a chance. But that will be somewhere we would look. If you're looking to play 2 or even 3 up top, like I have in some of my tactics, then I'll come on to some players that you can sign in just a moment. In terms of talent, I mean, under 23s, I mentioned before that they do stockpile players. They've got about 10 centre-backs. Obviously, Zuma's on loan and he'll come back to you next season. Absolute beast, and he does become one of the best centre-backs on the game, so definitely want to keep hold of him. They've also got a young man, Trevoh Chalobah. He's very good first season. Definitely try and loan him out when he becomes fit towards the end of the window, and sign him up to a new deal. 5-star potential ability, 190 as well, and good pace. So again, someone you could definitely look at using there as well. If we just scroll through, let me just see if there's something else I could pick out. They do have a lot of players that they can bring back next season. So you got Piazon, you got Van Ginkel, Loftus-Cheek, Lewis Baker. These are the sort of players that you probably want to bring back and sell next season, and they're all rated. If I just go to Jeremy Boga, for example, £8.5 million. I mean, you can get £10 to £15 million easy for him. Abraham, is he going to be first team for you? He's definitely got the attributes to do so. But again, if you don't want to give him time, rated at 13.25, you could easily sell him on, earning 50 grand a week as well. So that's not to be scoffed at, going straight into your pocket. In terms of what the board want for that £64 million, you are expected to make the Champions League through the qualification in the league. That would mean 4th place finish. Although sometimes if you do have a bad start and you're sort of 6th, 7th, but you're only a few points off the Champions League, they do get a bit itchy, Chelsea. So definitely try and make sure you're in that top 4 at all times. You can't afford a slow start, so again, make sure you keep your big guns around, use them at the beginning of the season, but make sure you're resting those players in between games. As I say, you can do that in the training, or you can go to the squad and rest them for a couple of days. That definitely helps for the squad rotation and for the fitness of the team as well. And as I say, if you're looking to go far in the Champions League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup to a lesser degree, you will need to use the full extent of the squad. But Chelsea do have depth, and you might want to look at a few more additions as well, just to improve that as well. Now, in terms of transfer targets, you need someone that's going to improve the squad. So, one of the players I've picked out for you is Andrea Belotti. He's an Italian international. He's had 9 caps for them with 4 goals, so decent return. He's very, very highly rated around the world at the moment, and also Football Manager do rate him as well. Decent pace, is 14 acceleration, 15 pace. Very, very good strength. He's just below 6 foot, so again, He's a decent hold-up man, but he does like to go beyond the centre-backs as well, staying on that last man. 18 off the ball, that will come in really handy, as well as 17 finishing, and he's got very, very good composure, so he'll certainly stick the ball in the net for you. Again, he will complement Morata if you want to play a 2, or he can play as an advanced forward on his own if you want to just play it that way, and you have Hazard and Willian and Pedro, those sort of players in behind feeding balls through to him. He'll definitely score you 30 goals a season, and you'd be disgusted if he didn't. Another player I've picked out, a slightly cheaper option for you, Kevin Gameiro. He's at Atletico Madrid at the moment, French international, 13 caps. He's a little bit smaller, he's 172, so I certainly wouldn't play him on his own. But he can play as a trequartista, poacher, advanced forward, false 9, however you want to play him. He's very, very quick, very, very good off the ball movement as well. So again, would complement a slightly larger striker such as Morata. Just coming off the top of the head, finishing 14. So again, some people look at that and think, is that going to be high enough? As I say, off the ball movement, first touch, and pace as well. That will get him beyond the centre backs and into a clear cut opportunity. And as I say, at this level and getting into the box with the regularity that the Chelsea players will find him, he will score bundles of goals. He does have release clause of £35.5 million, which Atletico Madrid are expected to receive. They're not willing to let him go for any less than that. But as I say, £35.5 million I think is actually a bargain. And as I say, it'd be a very, very good addition to the squad as well. So guys, there we have it, another one wrapped up. It's number 5 in the bank now. So again, we're moving into next week. As I say, new video will be up on Monday at midday. Please give me a like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. I've also got a save coming up, a Woking save as like an FM playthrough. And as I say, we'll have more news on that in these videos down the line when it comes up. But for now, as I say, thank you very much for watching. As I say, all the support has been greatly received, and good luck with Chelsea. Please let me know how you get on. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.